hello, Troy. And hello, Reba. Must be almost 8 o'clock in the morning where Reba is.
Yes, it is, and it's raining.
I've figured it out.
Yes, it is. But you know what? We don't have daylight savings time. So when you go back to standard time, you're going to have to figure it out again.
Okay, okay.
It'll be, once you go back to
That's a ways
standard
off
time,
now, so.
right now it's 8 o'clock.
Okay, here is him.
The farmer is our signal. I can tell when you've been in a crack.
Hey, Troy.
Hey.
There's kind of a neat thing that I didn't print out and I should have. I'm gonna track it down because it's today's Daf Yomi. And it goes along with with something that Reba really likes to talk about.
Great, sounds great.
Something good, I hope.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because with the Talmud, you could have anything.
And it's all confusing.
Because you have, what was that rabbi that studied dead embryos?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me see what's with this.
He was telling all about the dead embryos, like this one's male, this one's patent. And then like how much of what he said was true.
Kinda. And I know you do this too. But mine is reform, and yours is probably
No, yours is crazy.
Mine's orthodox, so
right.
Orthodox.
written probably by the best Talmud scholar there was.
Come on, Billy, isn't it beautiful?
But this is truly an interesting take on something that over the last few weeks we've discussed with Reba.
Oh, God.
Sounds interesting.
Uh-huh. My prayer list. What did I do with it? Don't look my prayer list. I got to remember everybody.
Okay, going to where is it?
I don't know. Trying to find my prayer list.
Record.
Everybody else here.
I don't need to because Rabbi Bonnie does that. So all I need is hi Ziona.
Hello.
All I need is
I'm looking for my prayer list. What did you do with it? Get that out.
Amy, I think Shelby went to your house via Zoom and ate it.
Ate what?
Your prayer list. My boy loves paper. Maybe he came through Zoom and ate it.
I don't think I'm gonna go there.
He never met a piece of paper he didn't want to try to eat.
I used to have a dog like that. We used to have fun pretending that we were the mailman at my mom's house, and that you'd drop a piece of paper through the thing. She so we would show people. We'd take a newspaper or something and drop it in the paper, and she to shreds. Okay. Hey, I've got my guitar back. And Susie. Yes, good afternoon to the rabbi and Erev Tov to everybody else. Wait a minute. Here's Ellen. How do I play this thing? Behold how good and how pleasant it is when all of us dwell together in unity. The Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. And I want to say Shalom to Ellen and Ziona and Amy and Reba and Troy and Albert and Barbara and Susie. Erev Tov. Your love has embraced us always in wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, informing the soul, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love we shall embrace Torah night and day, in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love. The Shema. Shema Listen, Israel. Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. You shall love Adonai your God with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Set these words which I command you on this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God. Adonai Elohechem emet. Adonai, your God, is true. Is worshipped, who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders. Oh God, you are a consolation to your creatures, for in moments of forgetting, we but call to mind your care, and we are comforted. When we hope no more, a pattern in the snow reminds us of your loving kindness. Your dawns give us confidence, and sleep is a friend. You are here. We feel words to say. Ma tov. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה כרותי וימליך מלכותי, בחיי יקון וביום יקון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה בריחו, לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונקמתה, דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן. בעמידה. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם. מקלקל חיים בכסף, מקיים הכל ברחמים רבים, שומר נופלים ורופא קולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בלי שני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ומית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מקיים הכל. Take a moment now to say a private prayer of your own from your heart. Oh, say shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ועל כל יושבי תבל, ויהי יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברך גדולתי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם ועלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמי לקודשה בריחו. לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותון ובאותון לכל ישראל, קודם אבוהון דבשמיא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיא, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. Okay, I'm going to stop the share so that we can talk about this. It's this little Talmud thing, and they're in Beitzah 30 actually today, and they're talking about it says it would be difficult to overstate the ways in which the Talmud has shaped Jewish tradition. It is the most sacred book outside of the Hebrew Bible and the core of Judaism as we know it today. From our perspective, the sages whose voices fill its pages are towering figures, their names and words carrying authoritative weight for the millennia. Hard to say whether they really enjoyed the kind of reverence that we give them in their own time. But when it comes to their fellow Jews, regular, ordinary, everyday Jews, sometimes we can sense more hesitation to wield authority. One doesn't have to read too carefully between the lines of today's daf to see that some of these ordinary Jews were not entirely receptive to all rabbinic dictates. The first discussion deals with carrying on a festival. It is permitted, as long as it is done in a modified manner, to make that carrying experience different from normal weekday schlepping. The Mishnah says, for instance, that instead of dumping several jugs of wine into a tub, as one ordinarily might on a weekday, it's better to bring the jugs by hand, one or two at a time. Likewise, other examples suggest that shifting a burden from one hand to a shoulder, or from pitchfork to a carrying pole strung across the shoulders of two people. Oh, right, like that, okay. And that can accomplish that goal. The point is, whatever you normally do, do something else. And beyond that, the rabbis don't seem too fussy. We even get this concession. In case you can't reasonably modify the way you carry an object, you may still transport it on the festival. It's a kind of rabbinic leniency we've become accustomed to, a leniency that keeps the halakha practical and manageable. By way of example, women who carry water on festivals apparently make no effort to modify the manner in which they carry it. One rabbi says he defends the practice. Switching from a large jug to a small one, or vice versa, could create problems for the woman who's hauling the water. Water is heavy. I think it's 8 1/3 pounds per gallon, as I recall. In fact, he reasons, it might lead her to violate other halachot. So, We leave her alone. Here's another example. This time about not carrying. We're told that the early rabbis decreed that one may not clap, slap a thigh, or dance on a festival. But the Gemara concedes nowadays many people do it and we don't say anything about them. We leave them alone. Leaving the Jews alone. It's better that they be unwitting sinners than not be intentional sinners. We'll get back to kind of the intent of whatever it is that we're doing. The Talmudic rabbis understand that the people will not always go along with the rabbinic ideal of halachic practice. Women will not concede to carry water for their families in a matter that is too awkward. People will not give up the joy of making music by clapping their hands and slapping their thighs and trying to make them conform to these rabbinic ideals. We're having a military air show this weekend, so expect a lot of noise at certain times. They're practicing. Trying to make them conform to these rabbinic ideals will not work. In fact, it might backfire. That's why the rabbis say it's better that they be unwitting sinners. Were the rabbis to chide them, they wouldn't listen anyway. So they'd be intentional sinners. At first glance, one might read this as a rabbinic weakness. In their own generation, the rabbis were unable to enforce the halakha. That's because the people wouldn't always listen to them. One might think this is an embarrassment for the rabbis. Or maybe this is the secret to great governance. Knowing when to exercise authority and when to leave the Jews alone. Now, the discussion, of course, with Reba is Reba likes to bend the rules a little. Right? You can open up. We can open this up for a minute.
Oh, okay. Yes, and you like to bend the rules too.
That's
I bend rules.
You like to bend rules too. I don't bend
You can
rules
bend
any
rules.
more than anyone else does it. I follow Reform Judaism.
I make my own rules. I read it one way and they read it some other way.
So when are you being ordained, Troy?
No, haven't been to seminary yet.
You'd make a great rabbi, I know it.
Yes, he was.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
ready.
perfect.
I'm ready to go. If I had the money, I would do it.
That's the whole point. Judaism, tradition changes. Halakha changes. It
I
doesn't
never-
change very fast, admittedly. But look at this. You're talking to a woman rabbi.
Right, and you're
100
doing
years
things
ago-
that are
100
not
years
part
ago,
of
there were no women
halakha in any way, shape, or form.
rabbis.
You make up your own rules.
When I came to my community, I was the first cadre that any of them had ever seen before. The first
Okay,
cadre they'd ever
that's fine. I mean, I enjoy services. Just, you're making up your own rules. I don't make up my own rules. I just follow what Reform Judaism does.
No, I adapt them. I don't make up rules. I
Well,
adapt the ones that are there.
okay. You adapt to the point of making
We
it up.
find loopholes. We find loopholes.
Yes, yeah, loopholes. Yes, loopholes. We
Right.
find loopholes that that don't belong. And you know that's what you're doing.
No, because Judaism would not have survived without going around whatever was halakha. It would have died out a long time ago.
That's right. Without halakha, we wouldn't be here in the first place.
Well, you keep some halakha and some things you change. You personally change. I mean, I'll give you an example if you want it.
Sure.
You say the Misha Barak and the Mortis Kaddish for animals. That's completely outside of Judaism.
Yes, it is.
But
Yeah.
but it's within the spirit.
But I'm not the only rabbi that does
But
that.
you're
That's
not
true.
supposed to, but that's raising animals to the level of
precedence.
people, and that's not
I'm
done.
not.
in
But there are midrashim on that. There are midrashim on that. There's one by, I think, one of the kings, or was it, I don't know, it was King David, but their servants came, it was a Shabbat, and the servant came and said, there are dogs in the garden. And the king said to them, are they living or dead? He said, some are dead. He said, well, leave them, but the ones who are sick, go and take them and deal with them because they still have life in them. So
Well, yeah, I mean,
but that's
Yeah.
halakha. That was on halakha. But you can do anything to save a life, and including a living thing. An animal is a living thing.
I mean,
Has a soul.
acting to
Every
save a
living
life is
thing on
completely
the-
different. I'm talking about saying the Misha Barak and the Mortis Kaddish for animals.
Well, I mean
That's completely out.
that's being a
That's
good
completely out
rabbi.
of Judaism.
But that's being
I'm
a good
not the only
rabbi.
rabbi that does that. See,
It's
Rita,
that's a, yes.
so there is a
Yeah,
precedent.
as long as you admit you're being outside of Judaism, that's fine.
but it's serving your congregation.
That's right.
So I would argue that it's not outside of Judaism. It maybe bends some rules, but it serves her congregation, so it's fine. We need that.
It's weird.
we need that. We
Wait,
need
is it-
that. And the other rabbis and Rabbi Galit included a seed to their needs of their congregation.
Right.
I'll never forget
Well,
when
if you
my
need
first
it,
dog.
that's fine, but it's out completely outside of Judaism, and it's, saying the Mortis Kaddish for an animal. I mean, you got to admit it's weird and crazy.
I
Where
don't
does
think
it
it
say you're
is.
not allowed to do that?
And saying the Misha Barak for an animal is weird and crazy.
I don't think
Well,
so.
see, but we're talking halakha, or we're not talking personal opinion. Here it says, blessing for beloved pets from Rabbi John Rossov. I posted a blog from say that Mourner's Cottage for a Pet. I have received many responses to the blog, both in agreement with me that distinctions must be made between human beings and pets, and that Mourner's Cottage meant for spouses, and in disagreement that since the Mourner's Cottage affirms God in life, that is appropriate to say Kaddish for a pet. The first is my blessing with a beloved pet dies. The second was written by a famed scientist and humanitarian. Blessing, eternal God of creation, I am grateful to have enjoyed the gift of the pet name. Now that she has passed from this life, give me the strength and courage to cope with my heartache and loss. Despite my grief, I am thankful that my beloved companion no longer suffers. And it goes on and on.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Okay.
Comforting.
End argument. We've got. I'm going to go.
Yeah, I like that one.
Where does it say you're not allowed to say Kaddish for a pet?
I do.
It may be outside Jewish tradition, but where does it say you're not allowed to do it?
It doesn't.
Laura.
I don't think it does. I don't think.
That's the whole point.
Okay.
Because I did look it up once. Rabbi, is it true? I never saw it
like
anyway
the
because I
one
did
you
look
just
it up.
read.
Wait a minute. Don't all speak at once. What, Ellen?
Rabbi, I did look it up at one point because when one of my cats, my first cat died. I didn't find that it said you couldn't. Does it say it somewhere?
No.
No,
Never.
that's okay.
Nowhere.
So that's the point. There's nowhere that it says you cannot, even very Orthodox, because I even looked up Chabad
Yeah.
at that point. So I think that's the point with Reba, is that your opinion, and you certainly have a right to it. I'm not questioning it in any way or form. You find your own way, but it is not halakhically prohibited. And I think that's the point we're trying to make.
And
And I like the one, I like the prayer that you read. I thought that was a nice way to honor a pet. The one that you
Yeah.
just read.
That was by a rabbi. I'll print it on my page if you would
I
like.
have to go back to the service
And I
now.
like it.
Okay. Okay. No more.
And yes, dancing, they're talking about, when you say dancing, they're talking about between men and women. You can dance with men, and you can dance with the Torah.
Does that mean women can't dance, or does that mean women can't dance with men?
Women can dance with women, and men can dance with men.
Which is fine. As long as we can dance on Simchat Torah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Hasidim do.
Huh?
The Hasidim do that. My parents went to a wedding from a Hasidic business associate, and she insisted that she be able to sit with her husband. So people were nice about it, and they made a special table for what they called the Americanized Jews, where men and women were sitting together.
That doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
They said my mother said she wouldn't go to the wedding unless she was allowed to sit with her husband.
Right. Okay. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Ours is the duty to praise the All-Sovereign, to honor the artist of creation, who made us unique in the human family with a destiny all our own. Shall be one, and God's name shall be one. Oops. The Misha Berach for the sick. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. Today I am remembering for healing Jeffrey Wolotkin, Jacob Mulabi, Shaka Shendel, Esther Hoved, Shifra Wetege, Gabby Petito's family, Gina Bat Cindy, Jennifer B., Michael Druck, Tamara Blecker, Max Smith, Taylor White, Ziona Swigert, Chava Bat Elsa, Albert's granddaughter Maddie, Yosef ben Albert, Valerie Madison, Sharon ben Sarah, Batia Malka bat Perel Chaya, Menachem ben Menashe, Ada bat Chanya, Roland and Judy Hansen, Shendel bat Sharon and Chana bat Shendel, all COVID-19 victims and all who suffer from Guillain-Barré syndrome. And you may unmute and tell me the names of those you want.
May I?
Yeah, you can start, Ellen. Go ahead.
Okay, all those who are suffering physically and emotionally. Jeannie Batwana, Jenny Batnina, Marlene Batchaya, Amy, Marvin, Bob Slater. That's it.
Okay. Ziona?
Gina bought Cindy and Pearl bought Ethel and Ms. Bo, my brother's friend Ms. Bo, who has breast cancer.
My friend has breast cancer.
Reba?
Oh, no names today.
Okay.
Marvin?
Francis Johnson, Myrna Sue Schimberg, Mike Radin,
Troy?
I can't think of anybody.
Okay.
Troy? Anybody?
Hi.
No, Troy.
Oh,
I can't think of anybody.
Jenny. My foot.
Okay, Amy?
Okay, Pam, Hazel, Ewan Silly, Mr. Bob, Albert Madison, Valerie Madison, Maddie Marvin, Avi, Janice Jeffrey. Oh God, I'm gonna cry now. Christine Bennett on the loss of her husband that I used to call Poppy. Her son David, her other son Alan Jr. See, family, Gabby Petito, Rabbi Nancy, Kathy and Lynn Ford, Dawn, Tamara, and Mr. Pickle's son-in-law Neil, and my friend Denise.
Anybody else here? Also, Susie Katz is praying for Jerry Romanek and Evie Bourne. Marlene Churgle Smith, Marcia Elkin Cooper, and Betty Wood. And Albert is praying for all the sick and afflicted in this world. May the blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and let us say, Amen. May the source of strength, who blessed waters before us, help us Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh HaChovim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals the sick. In the mourner's Kaddish. What did I do with that paper? Oh, there it is. I am still praying for Gabrielle Potito, and I'm praying for Alan Bennett, for Amy, her friend, and all COVID-19 victims and all victims of racial injustice and violence. And again, you may unmute, and we'll start with Troy.
Yesterday, and today would have been Elie Wiesel's 93rd birthday.
Okay. Amy?
Aziza the Giraffe, April the Giraffe, Robert Reber, Scott Whitehead, Wayne and Cat Bragg, my friend Beth, Jackie Mason at Asner, Linda Norton, Linda Knight, Rolos who lost their lives in Surfside, Florida, and Afghanistan, Gabby Petito, Pumpkin Hamster, and I can't believe I have to put Alan Bennett on this list. It was only 59. I can't believe I'm going to cry. Can't believe it.
Ellen?
All those who have no one to say Kaddish for them.
Thank you. Marvin?
Nobody in particular.
Ziona?
Victims of violence and natural disasters and those with COVID, and my brother-in-law Robert Swigert's yard site is tomorrow night, so we'll say Mortis Cottage for him.
Reba, anybody?
Oh, no names today, thanks.
Pray for everybody.
Everybody, please join me in the mourner's Kaddish. Oh, I'm sorry.
Look at that.
1 second. Also, Albert, not Albert, Katz, saying Kaddish today for Marilyn Hirsch, Linda Mason, and Lois Endelman. Okay. Yit Gadal,
Say shalom,
Vista Dom, Vista Love, Vista Love, Shmei Bersha, Miracle. They are loved me, Michael, Yisrata, Tushkata, Mekamata, Rafa, and Mo. Amen. Yeheshle Rama, Michabaya, Bevaye, Elena, Vialco, Yisraeli, and William. Say herself. We will say shalom. Elena, Vialco, Yisrael, Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Right.
Shalom Rava Yisrael Hasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Hasim Leolam. Ki ata melech haolam lekol hashalom. כי אתה הוא מלך העולם לכל השלום. שלום רב ישראל לך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל לך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל לכל עת וכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Shalom, I need it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Pretty much.
Toda Rabba, Rabbi.
Thank
Shabbat
you.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. And I guess Deborah didn't get on because I couldn't get to, I didn't have a moment to even get to her to tell her how
No,
to get.
she said the other day her computer went down or something. I don't know. That's what she told me.
She said, couldn't get into the cloud.
Couldn't get into the cloud, huh? She had techno hell, huh? Okay. Well, that's what John calls it, techno.
So, oh well.